friends, fellow beer geeks. I'm Wes, the craft beer geek, and tonight I have a beer for you from Glarus Brewing out of Glarus, Wisconsin. This is their Belgian Red, brewed with cherries. They say they put over a pound of cherries into every bottle, and it's a Belgian Ale. And I happen to love Glarus beers. I've had one other cherry beer from them in the past. I'm not sure what it was. I had it at actually a burger place before, and I don't remember what it was. But I love Glarus, but unfortunately they don't really make it outside of Wisconsin. Maybe into some of the neighboring states. If you live right near the border, you might be able to get some of this. But pretty much Wisconsin only. Unfortunately, you have to trade for it maybe. But I was there earlier this year, and I went out and purchased some beers to ship back to myself, and this was one of them. So I'm ready to go ahead and give this a try. I've been waiting for the right moment to give it a shot, and I think now is the time. I'm sort of in the mood for something really nice and pleasant and cherry-like and Belgian-y and just wonderfulness, and I'm expecting this to be really good. So let's get it cracked open and let's give it a taste and see what it is like. Okay. There's a waxed bottle, waxed cap anyway, and there's no cork though. Let's go ahead and pour this out. Okay, so this poured out pretty nice, slightly reddish brown color to it. I had about a one finger head when I first poured it, but I had to stop for a second, take a picture. So it's faded away fairly fast. There's quite a bit of carbonation streaming up from the bottom of the glass. This does have a nucleation etching at the bottom of this New Belgium glass here I have, but quite a bit of carbonation. It is very, very clear. Definitely filtered. It's very, very clear. So let's go ahead and see what the aroma's like. Very strong, sweet cherry aroma, almost like you're smelling a cherry pie. You know, that really sugary cherry sort of smell to it. You know, really sweet with a little bit of tartness there. Smells wonderful, so I'm ready to go ahead and give this a taste, and I'll let you know what I think of it. Cheers. Oh wow. Yeah, this definitely is a wonderful, wonderful beer. Very, very light-bodied. Very strong cherry flavor to it, but it's a real cherry flavor, like I said, like a cherry pie. You know, cherries with sugar in there from the maltiness, and then on the finish you get some of that Belgian-y sort of farmhousey a little bit, but it's very slight. This is a very tasty dessert kind of beer. Even though it is light, it's not heavy, but it's very tasty, very sweet. Very fruity, wonderful. And this is a 750 bottle, and if I remember right, it was right around $10 in Milwaukee where I bought it at the at the Pick and Save, which is kind of funny. Is Pick and Save used to be a line of department stores down here, and went out of business almost 20 years ago now. But so that's where it came from. They do say this is aged for a year at the brewery, and then they age it again in oak vats. So it's got quite a bit of age on it, I guess. But wow, it's just very, very impressive. So much cherry flavor, but it has that nice Belgian-y farmhouse sort of backbone to it. If I lived in Wisconsin, I would get this all the time, and if you live in Wisconsin, you should definitely be buying this. This is just so tasty. next time I'm up there, I'm really definitely going to have to try to get to New Glarus and just get to that brewery and give a try some of their try some of what they have on tap. I'm sure they have some even more interesting stuff on tap than I've even had in the past, and I do have one more in the fridge that I'll be reviewing pretty soon. And I reviewed some of their more pedestrian sort of beers while I was in Milwaukee. Sort of the same day I bought this one, I bought a bunch of beer and put what I could in the box, and then the rest I just drank that day, the day of my flight out, and did some quick reviews there in Milwaukee. But this is something very special. I don't know what the alcohol content is on this. I'm sure it's not real high, probably around 5%. You know, it's not typical for a fruited Belgian sort of ale like this to be high in alcohol. Like I said, the body is real light, and it's not. There's no kind of alcohol burn or anything. This is really drinking like cherry pie filling, and then you get that sort of backbone of the Belgian farmhouse sort of wet hay, sort of slightly sour sort of flavors that are just we love with the Belgian ales. As it warms up, it's getting more sour. It's getting more tart on the tongue. It's wonderful. Picking up a bit of that oaky note to it, almost like a nice dark red wine that's got a nice oakiness to it. This has got that same sort of oak profile to it. There's just that extra layer of complexity. So I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this review and enjoy the rest of this bottle. But yeah, for the Wisconsin Belgian Red, I guess that's what Wisconsin Belgian Red from New Glarus, I'm going to give this, as you would probably expect, it's going to get a 10 out of 10 from me. I mean, this is a wonderful treat. It tastes amazing. I can't find any problems with it. It's just a wonderful special treat. Perfect example of this sort of Belgian-y, sort of almost like a Lambic. I guess you could probably call this a Lambic. It's a fruited Belgian ale. But this is far better than any of the sort of traditional Lambics you might find on the shelves. So yeah, 10 out of 10 Wisconsin Belgian Red from New Glarus. I'm Wes, the Craft Beer Geek. You can find this review and more over at craftbeergeek.com. And remember, I don't drink bad beers. You shouldn't either. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.